The air inside the abandoned warehouse felt thick with engine oil, cigarette smoke, and danger. Dozens of massive bikers stood in a half circle, leather vests, thick beards, tattoos crawling down their arms. And right in the center stood a 9-year-old girl, her cheeks streaked with tears, tiny hands trembling as she held onto the German Shepherd pressed protectively in front of her. The bikers laughed, shouted, taunted. "Is the dog going to save you?" the leader sneered. The girl buried her face into the dog's neck. "Shadow, please don't let them hurt me." Then she lifted her hand, 2 fingers, a tiny signal, a signal only a police dog would recognize. Shadow's head snapped toward the leader. A low growl vibrated from his chest, so deep that even the closest bikers took a step back. "Did your dog just growl at me?" he shouted. "Now I'm going to teach that dog a lesson he'll never forget." You won't believe what happened next. Stay with us. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments. The Walk. 9-year-old Emma Carter skipped down the sidewalk, humming her favorite song as she held Shadow's leash. Shadow wasn't just any dog. He was a retired police K9, specifically trained for protection, scent detection, and child safety protocols. That morning, Emma and Shadow were heading to her father's workshop just 5 blocks away. Her dad was a mechanic who fixed bikes and cars near the edge of town, the same area where a dangerous biker gang had recently taken over an abandoned warehouse. Emma didn't know that. She just wanted to surprise her dad with a drawing she'd made. But when they reached the workshop, the door was locked, lights were off, her dad was gone. "Daddy?" she whispered. Shadow stood alert beside her, ears pricked, body stiff. He sensed something wrong. Then a loud clang echoed from one of the warehouses down the alley. Thinking she heard her father's voice, Emma followed the sound. Shadow tugged back, whining, trying to warn her, but Emma loosened the leash and stepped forward. A heavy metal door slammed behind her the moment she entered. Shadow barely squeezed through before it closed. And then she saw them. Leather jackets, tattoos, angry faces, a circle of bikers surrounding her. She was trapped, and the only one who could protect her was Shadow. The confrontation, the warehouse vibrated with deep laughter. Boots scraped, chains rattled. Emma's heart pounded so fast she could hear it in her ears. A tall biker shoved through the crowd like a bull, bigger, broader, more intimidating than the rest. His leather vest read, "Ripper President." He stopped 3 feet in front of Shadow, towering over them both. "Name?" he snapped. Emma couldn't speak. Shadow stepped forward, blocking her. "You're Mark Carter's little girl, huh?" Ripper's voice dripped with something dark. "Your daddy owes me money." My dad doesn't," Emma stammered. "Don't lie," he roared. Emma flinched so hard she stumbled. Shadow stepped forward, chest pressed outward, teeth showing just enough to warn. Ripper froze. Then his face twisted with rage. "You got a brave mutt, but bravery means nothing here." Shadow didn't back down. He growled, deep, threatening, undeniable. Some bikers stepped back. One whispered, "Boss, that's not a normal dog." "One more growl," Ripper jabbed a finger at Shadow, "and I'm teaching that animal a lesson." The warehouse fell silent. Emma's tiny hand trembled as it rose slowly. She needed a miracle. She needed the signal. The signal. Ripper's voice thundered. The bikers closed in, forming a wall of leather and muscle. Shadow growled loudly. Several bikers flinched. "That's it," Ripper snarled. "I've had enough." "Shadow," Emma whispered. The dog's growl stopped instantly. His ear twitched, attention shifting back to her. Emma's hands shook as she remembered what her uncle, a police K9 handler, had taught her. If you're ever in danger, give the signal. He'll know what to do. Slowly, trembling, she lifted her hand. 2 fingers held tight, pointed downward. Shadow's entire body transformed. His breathing changed. His stance changed. Eyes sharpened like steel. Emma's voice cracked. "Shadow, on watch." It was quiet, almost weightless, but to Shadow, it was everything. The dog snapped into full canine readiness, chest expanding, body shifting into perfect protective formation, eyes locked onto Ripper with chilling intensity. The bikers exchanged worried looks. "What kind of dog is that?" Ripper scoffed but took a step back instinctively. Emma wiped her tears. Her voice became stronger. "Shadow guard." Shadow's muscles rippled. No barking, no lunging, just a silent, deadly promise. For the first time, the bikers felt something new. fear. The defense. The atmosphere changed instantly. Shadow wasn't a pet anymore. He was a trained police canine preparing for confrontation. His eyes darted, scanning threats. Left, 3 bikers with metal pipes. Right, 2 with chains. Behind, more movement. He was calculating, planning. "You think a dog's going to scare my boys?" Ripper sneered. He stomped his boot hard. Shadow didn't retreat. He simply shifted weight to his back legs, coiled, ready. Several bikers muttered anxiously. "Boss, this ain't smart. That dog looks trained." Ripper reached toward Emma. Shadow exploded into action, not attacking, but executing a precision move only a trained canine could. He launched forward with a sharp bark, positioning himself between Emma and Ripper's hand. His shoulder hit Ripper's wrist, knocking it aside. Ripper stumbled back, eyes wide. That wasn't normal. Shadow's bark echoed like thunder. "Touch her and I will respond." The bikers were slowly realizing they weren't the hunters anymore. The escape. Chaos erupted. 5 bikers charged. Shadow spun with lightning-fast agility, barking so loud it rattled the metal beams. He stayed low, pivoting, positioning himself between Emma and every direction they could approach. A biker swung a chain. Shadow darted, blocking the man's advance. Another reached for Emma. Shadow slammed his shoulder into the man's thigh. Emma covered her ears, trembling. She'd never seen Shadow like this. But he wasn't losing control. He was protecting her with surgical precision. Shadow barked sharply twice. Emma knew that bark. Move. Behind the crates was a narrow gap, a sliver of space leading to a dim hallway. "You want me to run?" Emma whispered. Shadow nudged her gently with his snout. "Okay, Shadow, I'm going." They squeezed through. Emma slipped between barrels while Shadow blocked the biker's reach with each quick turn. Boots pounded behind them. "Don't let them escape." Shadow found a loose metal panel. He nudged hard, muscles flexing. The panel groaned, shifted, creating a crawl space. Fresh air rushed in. Freedom. "Hurry," Emma whispered, crawling through. They emerged into a narrow alley, but the danger wasn't over. Bang! The panel shook. A biker's boot kicked it hard. "They're coming out!" Shadow barked urgently, leading Emma toward a half-open loading dock door. But as they reached it, a loud crash echoed. A second group of bikers appeared, blocking the exit. Well, the little mouse ran right into our trap. Emma froze. They were surrounded. The rescue Shadow positioned himself, fully prepared for confrontation. The men advanced. The alley seemed to shrink. Emma screamed, "Shadow!" And then, sirens, loud, explosive, close. The bikers hesitated. Police cruisers blasted into the alley. Tires screeched. "Police, drop your weapons! K9 unit incoming!" Blue and red lights painted the walls. Officers rushed in from both ends, forming a protective barrier. The bikers backed away. Shadow finally stepped back, pressing against Emma. "Shadow! Emma!" Officer Daniel sprinted forward. When he saw Shadow's defensive stance, he whispered, "Good boy, we found you." The bikers froze as officers formed a semicircle. Ripper pointed at Emma. "She broke into our place." "Shut it," Daniels raised his hand. "The only reason you're standing is because that dog showed restraint." But more motorcycle engines rumbled. Reinforcements. Daniels tightened formation. This wasn't over. Then a voice tore through the chaos. "Emma!" Everything stopped. A man sprinted through the lights. Mechanic's uniform, oil stains, panic across his face. Her father. "Daddy!" Emma cried. Mark Carter dropped to his knees, pulling her into his arms. "I thought I lost you." "Shadow saved me," Emma sobbed. Mark looked at Shadow, voice shaking. "Thank you. Thank you for bringing my baby back." Shadow's tail moved once, barely, but enough. Daniels placed a hand on Mark's shoulder. We tracked Shadow's distress signal. He led us straight to her. Mark stood, placing Emma behind him. Shadow moved beside him, father and K9 forming a united front. "Nobody moves," Daniels shouted. "Charges are already filed." By the time the last biker was handcuffed, Emma knelt beside Shadow, arms wrapped around his neck. "You saved my life," she whispered. Mark crouched beside them. "I don't know how to thank you, boy." Daniel smiled. "This dog deserves a medal." Emma hugged Shadow tighter. "Can he stay with us forever?" Mark smiled, really smiled. "He's already family, sweetheart. After today, I'm never letting him out of our sight." Shadow wagged his tail gently. As they reached the police car, Emma whispered, "You're my hero, my angel, my wall." Shadow lifted his head, proud. Mark opened the door. Shadow hopped into the back seat first. Emma joined him, snuggling into his warm fur. For the first time since the nightmare began, the world felt safe again. Sometimes the bravest heroes don't wear badges. They walk on four legs and protect with everything they have. If this story touched your heart, hit that like button and subscribe to Fur and Feather Tales for more incredible rescue stories. See you in the next story.